Hey, what's going on, everyone? This is Cam. Uh, I'm coming to you here, starting this YouTube channel, Cam's Cryptos. Uh, Over the past, about 5 years almost now, since 2017, I've been in the crypto space, kind of trading. Also doing a couple of cool things with smart contracts and D-apps, building a few, testing and with different JS libraries such as React and doing some blockchain work with Java and whatnot. And I decided to go ahead and start a YouTube channel. Being in the space so long and kind of just seeing and understanding what's been happening and going through the last bull market, bear market, and now bull market again, and just realizing there's so many people that just don't have that full understanding yet of crypto, just from my understanding from launching projects of my own and whatnot. So yeah, I've started this channel to kind of hopefully be a bridge for some people to first off get into the crypto world and also just learn a little bit maybe about blockchain technology, how smart contracts work, how you can read them, how to look into projects, understand some trading, understand some of the market cycles that are happening, and maybe also just a little bit understand of where we're at right now. So let's go ahead and just take a look at the market. Right now, we see Bitcoin around 42,000. Let me just refresh to make sure that that's correct. So no, right now we see Bitcoin around 41,600, which is actually pretty good. We did see a dip last night to about 3,900. We have Ethereum rating all the way back down to 3,000, coming back from its previous highs of I think it was around 4,600 bucks. So things are looking down, as we can see over the last 7 days. Ethereum's down 18%. But we'll take a look at the charts in a little bit. We'll see that we're really at most likely the bottom of a cycle. We've had some bad news and other information come out from the Fed. We're just making a couple of investors a little shaky. But we see this time in and time out. This is the norm for us in the crypto market, very volatile. So you really just have to understand how to either trade through these cycles, and there's large cycles and there's small cycles, or you can learn how to just hold through it. So I tend to do both. I like to swing trade mostly, so get into a project when I know there's some really good news coming and the market's doing well. But actually lately, in the last year or so, I've been doing mostly holding. Yeah, so just be aware that even though the market seems down, we'll definitely start to move up here soon. I guess it's probably sometime late January, mid to late January, early February. So yeah, let's go ahead and just kind of take a look at where we're at. If we look at the fear and greed index, we can see that we're in extreme fear, about 23. Just a couple of days ago, it was around 10. So depending on how you look at it, glass empty, glass full. Still not doing pretty bad. We're moving up from 10 to 23. Even though the price is falling, we do have a lot more people accumulating. I'll be talking about later this week some projects that I'm really interested in, like Jasmy, VeChain, which had a pretty nice run up at the beginning of this bull run, and to a couple other projects. Also just interested in what any of you all are looking at right now, and if there's anything that you want me to talk about, definitely talk about it, not an issue at all. So let's go ahead and take a look at the charts here. Let's see what Bitcoin is doing. So at the moment, it looks like, as I said before, we came down to about 39, a little higher than 39, about 39.7. We're starting to bounce back up. This is on the daily chart. We can see that the RSI is in the oversold territory. Typically, when it reaches around 30, people consider it to be oversold. I tend to play around more so with 20. I think the best time to get in is times like this when the price is pretty depressed, and there's a lot of individuals thinking that it could go lower. It's a perfect time to scoop up more. Not financial advice, just how I trade personally. We can also see here that we've kind of reached somewhat of a double bottom here. Back here in July 21, we kind of started to come over. We formed kind of a little handle there, and we started to move up. The last time we came back down and touched this before we went up and hit this double top was right here around September. So now we've put in all these gains and we've had multiple sell-offs here. And now we're coming back down to touch these levels that we haven't seen since September. This is pretty typical of the crypto market. A lot of times we get these double bottoms and we'll go back up. Individuals are still pretty fearful. They just don't want to see us really dip below 40,000. At this point, it's very possible that we do. There's not too much we can do there. And at that point, our last point of resistance is around 37. If it dips below 37, then we'll see it most likely come all the way back down here to 30. Either way, Bitcoin's been around for a very long time. It's not going to be the end of it. So I wouldn't be surprised if we saw, even if we came down to 30, if we saw the next move, moving up much higher than we're at now. This is the nature of these cycles. It's not too much, we can really do about it. But I wouldn't really panic too much. We do have a possible death cross. But in many situations with death crosses, we always have a death cross coming at some point, right? So many situations like this, most of the time when we start to see a death cross or we start to see some type of moving average, and a death cross is coming in from this red 50, crossing below this yellow 200. Most of the time the move is already done. Like, look at this. This is already, we've already had all this bleeding out. And now on the daily, we're oversold on the RSI, right? So most of the time when you get down here, the move is already done. The moving averages are a lagging indicator, which means that it's very possible that by the time you start to see them either move above or move down, you've already missed, a big portion of the move. And if you start to panic here and sell now, then you could miss some pretty good gains to the upside. Again, not advice or anything, but this is just the way I look at the market. Now, I'll take a quick view at a project that I'm really into, and I'll do a video on it later. But it's a project by the name of Jasmy. It's been listed on Coinbase for a little while now, but it's a small market cap listed on Coinbase. If you just take a moment to look into the project, as I said, I'll make a video about it later. It has some pretty interesting things happening and some pretty interesting backing. And so I think it could do very, very well. It's a coin out of Japan. So as you can see, Jasmy's kind of been in this descending channel here. We've had a couple of wedges form, but realistically it's a descending channel. So we've seen where the bottoms are, the lows, and we see where the highs are. So right now we kind of came up and touched the top of this, and over the past couple of days we've been trending with the market. There's not much you can do. The market is down. Kind of have to roll with the punches. So we just started moving down towards 7 cents, which was a very strong support. It was very possible, given that we do have the upper part of this trend here, it's very possible that we bounce off, or it's possible that we come down and we touch this 6 and we get another double bottom like we saw with Bitcoin. So if we get this second double bottom, then it could be off to the races, right, where we start to paint something like this. Realistically right now we don't know, so there's not too much we can say there. I will just go over a quick overview of Jasmy to give everyone a good idea. Let me go ahead and refresh this as well. So if we come over to Coinbase, we get a pretty good idea of, one, the price of Jasmy. We can also look at the market stats. So the market cap right now, $327 million. So it's a very low cap, really good project if you ask me. Our circulating supply is 4.8 billion. Popularity number 77. But this is the biggest part for me. We want to look at the trading activity. So 56% of people actually buying the token, which is not as high as it's been in the past. In the past, we've gotten close to about 80%, I want to say. So now we're at about 56%. that's still good. We have more buyers than sellers, and there's some pretty interesting things going on with the project with Binance and what I think is going to happen moving forward in the future. So guys, I'm going to go ahead and end the video here. Thanks for tuning in. Please feel free to subscribe, like the video. If you have any questions, go ahead and leave a comment below. Some of these links here for Jasmy on Coinbase, for the Crypto Fear and Greed Index, I'll leave some links down to at the bottom for some of you guys to go ahead and check out. Okay, everybody, have a good evening.